The Valentine's Day event has just come online, and I'm here to show you all of the rewards in detail and the actually pretty amazing side content related to the event and how to get all of it. We've got a lot to cover, but let's start first off with the rewards, which we are going to be looking at the sparklers for both the right and the left heart, which are always really fun, and you can pick up a bunch of stacks of these very easy, honestly. I'm going to show you the NPC at the very end, and it's a great effect. It lingers, it makes it really funky. Jumping around with it is extremely noticeable for sure. Maybe I should start using this in Party Finder for some mechanics. I kid, but it wouldn't be such a bad idea. And then the next item on the list is going to be the Valentines Heart Desk, which is going to be a fantastic housing item, especially with so many people getting brand new houses. This gives you a very affordable and stylish option to decorate your house. Honestly, kind of perfect timing for this. For the item though, it is clearly heart-shaped if you're looking for it, but outside of that, I'd say even if you're just trying hard to avoid any potential Valentine's Day associations for your house, that this is still very stylized and it would be discreet. I do think that more perceptive eyes or people knowing what they're looking for would be able to find it, but I do think that it would be able to fit in if you want to just hide it. And in terms of the styling, this is not just a plain wood table. You are looking at the gold etching alongside the rims of the table, and then the legs. Oh, it's just gorgeous detailing. This is a very detailed housing item. I am a huge fan of it. Now this can also be dyed a ton of different colors, which is obviously a huge plus. Lots and lots of colors are available, and so this I can see for sure being appreciated regardless of your home style. In fact, in my brain, I'm kind of wondering, maybe someone had like a more gothic house, would this still fit? I think that it would. I kind of think that that would be interesting. You don't see too many of those like more gothic style houses where it's like punk meddler, that kind of thing. I think we might be starting to approach the line where we might be able to do that aesthetic. Anyhow, I digress. Now let's talk about the glamour sets, and we're going to be starting off with the male character, and we are going to have the female character. I'm going to timestamp it in this video as well. Unfortunately, this is going to be another hat that Rosgars and Vieira unfortunately cannot use, which will always make me sad, but I think that I still look solid and dapper without a hat. I hope I'm using that word right. Dapper's the right word, right? I think so. A English major, I am not. I'm kind of waiting for the comments that say, oh, your character looks submissive and breedable, and then because I'm also getting female footage in here, the comments are going to be very spicy. But in general, the rest of the set is honestly absolutely fantastic. The developers knocked this out of the park, including separate pieces for legs, feet, body, hat. There's no handpiece though, and so don't be shocked about that. And it will show things like gloves. Like if you have a random pair of white gloves in your inventory, you can wear it and it will show, but if you have things like bracelets, it will cover those up. First impressions of having set on is that this is an incredibly stylish and highly stylized set. Like, it is very distinct from anything we have. Like, the shoulder fabric is obviously separate from the arms, and then you have many layers to it. It feels very Canadian, or at least where I live, we like have the concept of layer up. Then we have the sweater, we have the buttons, the elastic around the wrist, the sweater peeking underneath the bottom of the shirt, and the wrist even. Like, frankly, all of this is incredibly detailed. I am genuinely a fan of it. The pants also have striking styling too, with the raised around the calves, early ending point, and then you have the lines across that. You have the pants alongside the giant key, which I want to talk about the key for a second. I'll talk about more in the female set, but is this meant to like represent the key to unlock someone's heart? I'm a hopeless romantic and incredibly terribly corny, and so I just think that that's amazing. I love that kind of stuff. But the back also features some imagery, and I guess maybe that enhances the backside, I don't know, but that leads into the shoes, which have glorious leather wrinkle detail and buckles and the rest. Let's talk a little about that leather. This is the kind of detail that is just phenomenal, because leather in general doesn't look like you ironed it. Like, if you have this kind of leather thing at the top, it like gets creased, it gets little wrinkles in it, and it's truly gorgeous. The developers knocked it out of the park. Honestly, gorgeous pair of shoes. A gorgeous set in general. Now let's talk about dyes for a little bit. The dyes, I am really a huge fan of, like the navy. I'm a huge fan of the darker browns. The default color I think is fantastic too. And it's going to be cliche to say, I'm kind of cringing at saying it, but obviously jet black dye looks fantastic on it too. Great options, truly amazing set. Now for the female set, I can say all the same compliments for it. Is extremely well designed from top to bottom. Sadly, VR can't use the headgear either, but this jacket and the bag on the side are just stunning levels of detail. The gold chain that connects to the lock, which I presume the key on the male set that we talked about is meant to unlock this heart. Just fantastic detailing. Purse details are also glorious. You also have a similar kind of approach with the layers, the stitching. It's incredibly eye-catching. The leggings also continue this pattern and are anything but plain simple leggings. This is going to be something I'm going to see on a ton of different glamour sets. And then you see that goes into the boots that also have the striking red details on them. Similar red leather wrinkles in the design. I have nothing but compliments to say. Male, female sets, they're both fantastic. You'd be happy to have either. And this is where I'm going to say again, guys, if you think at any point you want the other set, grab it now. It's cheap, it's in-game. I would seriously recommend just grabbing it. Now with the rewards done, let's start to talk about how to start the event. You go to old Gridania coordinates of X 10.2 and Y of 9.4 and speak with Astrid, who will set you on a quest line that, if I'm honest, it's really heartwarming. I actually really like the references to needing to be your own person, and loving yourself is vital. As they say, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love anybody else? Can again, amen. Which I know that I'm gonna lose subscribers for saying that, but it's such a true reference, guys. I think that it is such an important detail, and it's something that even I had to learn in my own life. When I came into like being my own person and accepting who I am and doing what I wanted, it really it changed everything. But I know no one wants that, so I'm just gonna move on. It's just a really good moral, like, of the story to say this kind of stuff. I think it is not stressed enough. But once that questline is done with the end, with the glamour coffer, you will get your glamour coffer of your character's gender. What did I just say? But you will get that glamour coffer, and then obviously if you want the other gender, you will go to the NPC that I'm going to mention in a moment. But from here, a bunch of different options unlock when you're done the quest. You can speak with Emily at the same place that you started the questline to view a fashion show which displays a bunch of glamours on display. I really liked the Urianger with the Loporits. It was a really nice touch. You can also enter in older Valentine's Day event by speaking with House Valentines Servant, where you can do Tilmog do us part and other mini games to earn affinity. It's actually really fun, and I'm happy to see it return. For real though. And now for the rest of the items, you can purchase all of them at the House of Valentines, made for honestly very little gil, and making all of these massively accessible. You could even buy multiple stacks of the sparklers if you wanted, because why not? Party fighter might need them. I tease. Well, with all that being said and done, that brings us to the end of this video, and I hope that everyone is having a great day and that this is an event that you enjoy. I gotta admit, I am very happy this year that they brought back that event. It's very nice, and we'll do it a bunch later with my boyfriend, name it, I'm sure.